Hello, friends, and welcome to God of the Light Live. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes. If you're watching on Facebook, I would encourage you to go and watch on YouTube. There seems to be the timing is a little bit closer to live than what it is on Facebook. Of course, that's not a requirement. You can stay on Facebook. That's fine with me. But just know that it is lagging a little bit more on Facebook. And we'll get into the show and just kind of go with the flow of things. So about 2.5 minutes, we'll get started here. Hope everybody's doing well. We'll see you soon. Hi there, and welcome. I am Stíofán Séamus, and I am a spiritual healer and advisor, and also an intuitive reader. As we live our lives, Spirit guides us to and through life situations that can be difficult to understand. It's up to us to decide if we will follow the path that the Creator has set before us, or ignore all the signs and wonders that this universe has to offer. Sometimes we are presented with a life situation where we need further guidance or healing to get through it. As a spiritual advisor and a master Reiki healer, I connect with Source and channel messages and healing specifically for you in your highest good. Having love life issues? Let's talk and see what Spirit would want you to know about the situation right now. Emotional issues? Maybe you are in need of a Reiki session so we can channel universal life energy to help you realign. Or maybe you are debating a career move or just very uncertain about your career right now and need to know if now is time to make that move. Well, through our Spirit's mutual understanding, we can seek out these answers. So, if you would like to have a reading today, message me now to get in line for your reading. In light and love, Stíofán Séamus. Well, hello, and oh my goodness, I am cutting the top of my head off. Hang on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, cutting the top of my head off. Ooh, that was a ride. Okay, so welcome to another wonderful edition of Guide of the Light Live. The craziness of live television, if you want to call it that, live streaming, live. I don't know. The wonderful world of being live. You put yourself out there for everyone to see and make fun of you, right? So, anyways, no, I am Stíofán Séamus, and I am your intuitive reader this evening. Quick note, real quick, before I get started and get into the meditation moment here, which we're going to use Oracle card, Archangel Oracle card to meditate on. So tonight is the last night for about 5 days. And I know there are some of you out there, okay, for those of you all that are watching right now, if you're able to hear what's going on, I'm having low internet this evening. So forgive me. In fact, to be for certain we'll get this. So, just so you know. So, anyways, yes, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the internet. I'm seeing that I got a green light now, so that it should be okay for the time being. But it's been kind of jumpy ever since we've been on. So, announcement first is tonight is going to be the last night for a little bit. I'm going to take off. Really, kind of some much needed time taken off, and plus I got some personal matters that over the course of the next 5 days or so I need to handle. So just so everyone knows, that's what's going on. And I'm not just like, oh, not posting videos anymore. I am going to do my best to continue to post videos from past live shows and stuff, but there will be no live show until Wednesday. So this is the last live show until Wednesday. So with that being said, let's get into the meditation moment here. And I said that Thursdays are going to be kind of our meditation day. I think that's what I've said anyways. I'm going to have to start writing down schedule and stuff. Be great if I had a production team, at least for this first part, huh? Anyways, okay, and just shuffling the cards here, splitting the deck, and I'm just going to take the top card off the deck. Okay. So, the topic today for today's meditation is on clairvoyance. And so before we get into talking about that, let's get into a meditative mind, shall we? Clairvoyance. So I would like for you, if you would, and you are able and comfortable enough to do it, is find a comfortable position to sit or lay that you can focus on the here and now without any discomfort. If it feels unnatural, if it feels uncomfortable, then be sure to correct that posture until you are comfortable. Being uncomfortable takes our mind off of the moment, off of here and now. And once you've found that comfortable position, raise your thoughts. Raise your awareness to what is. And in this time of awareness, notice your breath, the natural breath flowing in and out. Finding the path of least resistance. You know, it's suggested that it's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, but sometimes that's uncomfortable. So do what feels natural. What makes you comfortable in this moment in time. And while you're sitting there and breathing and taking in the moment, think about this. The topic of our meditation today is clairvoyance. And this topic comes from Archangel Raziel. And Raziel says, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So think for a moment. Where in your life do you get to see expressed heavenly love? Is it in the smile of a newborn baby? Or maybe it's in the good deed of the kind stranger. Part of my philosophy is seek justice, show mercy, spread peace, and love unconditionally. In those four principles, grace is found. But love is key. So when you go from your day to day and thinking right now on your moments, in your life, think about that. Where can you see heavenly love? And where is people seeing heavenly love in you? And now, take a moment to come back to the breath. Again, noticing the ins and outs. Feeling the air and the breath as it enters and leaves your body. And as you bring yourself back into the room, into this present moment, feeling all the sensation within your body. And when you're ready, come back to this moment right here. Hey, Sharma, I see ya. I see ya there. I see ya. How are you doing? Okay, so let's see. Bryant. Hello, Bryant. And hello, everybody. I see that there is a few people on. Thank you and welcome to the show. And thank you for being patient with me. I like to do those little segments at the beginning of the show that just kind of helps me get focused. It kind of, I feel like it helps invite spirit into this moment, to be able to either do a meditation or to do a devotional or to do an archangel oracle card reading or what have you. So I think it's really important to be able to take time to invite spirit in. Before I even, get into doing other readings with other people. So that's why we do that. And I know there's some people that they might get a little bit frustrated because, well, it says that you're doing tarot readings and you're not doing readings. You're doing whatever this is at the beginning of the show. But what I'm doing at the beginning of the show is important. So, but anyways, I hope everyone is doing well. Bryant, you are very welcome. Is there anybody out there that is on right now that would like to have a reading? If so, let me know. Say something in the comments right now. I'm going to go over a couple of things just real quick before we get into doing any readings, and then we'll do the readings. So, the deck I just had the card for the meditation from is the Archangel Oracle cards. Archangel Oracle cards. You can't hardly see it because it's see the name of the title because it's written in that gold stuff, and it's a very shiny book, very glossy book. Anyways, Archangel Oracle cards. It's a good starter deck for people that are just getting started into card reading. It's got the name of the card on the card, and then it has a short description of the card underneath that. So it's good for beginners in that way. And then it's good for just anybody because they're just really good advice cards that I think should be in any intuitive reader's toolbox, but that's just me. So a couple of the two decks you'll see today, if we get to using them both. The first one is my favorite. It is Branches of the Celtic Tarot. And this is by Christopher Hughes. It is a great deck. It's a great book. I absolutely love the way that he portrays the storyline in the book. And yes, there is a bit of a storyline whenever you get into, if you don't know anything about the tarot at all, there is a bit of a storyline within the tarot. And so what it is whenever you go to deal out the cards, you're pulling pieces of the story in the tarot to come up with the answers of the reading. So anyways, that's my favorite one. That is that's by far my most favorite. And I've went back and tried to get another deck or two since I've gotten that one, and I'm so biased to that one. I'm afraid to go and get another one because I'm like, but I will eventually get another deck just to have another deck. So then the next deck that we will use this evening, if we get to it, is the Celtic Dragon Tarot. Celtic Dragon Tarot by DJ Conway. And this is great. This is great for beginners. This is for people that are just starting out. It's a little one-page description, little short paragraph. I mean, not even a paragraph. What, two, 3 sentence divination meanings. So for somebody that is just starting out, this is a good beginner deck. And these are only right side up. I read only right side up anyways. So, there are some out there that there's a lot of people out there that will read both ways, and that's fine. If that's what they want to do and they feel comfortable with that, then that's fine. It's not that I don't feel comfortable with it. It's more that I have to try and get into, and I like to try to keep things as simple as possible, and Spirit knows that. I'm simple. So anyways, that's a good starter. Then there are some rituals that we'll do on the show once in a while, and sometimes those will come from the pagan and Wiccan traditions, and those rites usually, or more often than not, will come from this book. It's Wicca, Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. Excellent read if you're just starting out and you're like, I don't even, people around me, I'm like the only one that really kind of thinks this way. Great book for that. Great book to just like learn, as like if you're wanting to study up on different traditions, different religious traditions. It's a good book to do that with as well. Every single one of those, the book and the decks, are in. There's a link to those on Amazon. A link to Amazon for each of those. There we go. In the description on Facebook and YouTube. I'll get that out here in a second. I'm going to have to work on my wording too. And see, I need a better production manager. So anyways, if there's anybody out there that would like to have a reading, would be more than happy to do that for you this evening. Just go ahead and say something in the chat there, and we'll shout out at you and get you going here. Man, I would really, really like to start doing these like over the phone with you all. I get that there's a little bit of an intimidation there of you calling and then your voice is out there, and people are watching and all this. I get it. Really, I just have to sit here and think, okay, I'm just talking to myself. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, that's really, yeah. I am not making any money off of this at all, by the way. Any money that does come my way goes right back to the show to try to make the show better, because I would like to be able to get in a better position to be able to do some of this. Yeah. And it's not that I'm in a bad position at all, but hey, it would just be nice to be able to do certain things that I can't exactly do with where I am now. But hey, eventually, as popularity goes and all that, it comes about. So, anyways, yeah, hit us up here. Hit us up here. Send me a chat or anything. I would do a reading, or I would send, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, we are here and we are ready. Let's see. Hello, Perry. How are you, Perry? Oh, yeah, and also, let me pull that up. The candle. I don't know if y'all noticed before. But I had a big candle and it had burnt down to where the wick was just falling over. So I am presently trying to make another candle to be able to have up here so that we can do this. So Uh, well, so Paris, what we can do is we can ask what you need to know about the relationship. Okay, I'm not much of I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know the intricacies of astrology. So I am tarot card and intuitive only. So I will be more than happy to do a relationship reading and see if there's see if spirit has any kind of messages or anything that you need to know about the relationship right now, if that's what you would like to know. Paris. Okay, I guess not. I'm sorry. I don't do just come up and ask me and then run away and then you're going to come back and check it. I just don't do that. It's interactive. I have to have the interaction. I have to be able to connect with your spirit, and I can't do that if you're not going to be actively in the reading with me. So that's why I can't. That's why you'll see like some videos that I do. Some videos are like 10 minutes, and that's somebody, the person has either left or they're not answering my questions, and so I just say, okay, well, that's about all that I can do. So okay, Pari, did you want me to do a relationship reading? Like I said, I can't tell you exactly what they're thinking. All I can do is ask what you need to know about the relationship. So, anyways, this is, I guess it's just me, a good day for me to be frank, huh? This is where this gets a little bit frustrating, and I do what I can to not be judgmental or whatever, which I really don't even feel like it's judgmental. It's just like it's a common courtesy thing. This is a live show, and so I'm not taking reading request and then just doing a reading without having the person that requested reading to be there and be active. So there again, I ask a question, and if I don't get a response, how am I to know to move forward? And so I think with that, I am just going to move on. Hopefully we'll have somebody come in that will want to have a reading. And Sharma, I wish Sharma was here, because I think Sharma had a good question, and I don't think that she ever got to ask her question. I don't know. I can't even check right now because I got this program running. So Uh, okay. New show schedule. New show schedule. So the new show schedule is going to be every other weekend for 10 days. I know that sounds confusing, but so what it's going to be is starting next Wednesday. I'm going to be running from Wednesday to the following Thursday. And in that time frame, I'll do the shows and all of this. I will continually try to upload videos. I'll try to put up like 2 or 3 a day, and then on my off days, I'll do what I can to get every video out. Wednesday is really kind of a iffy day yet, though, so don't hold me to the Wednesday, the first Wednesday thing, and even with that schedule, I may still kind of feel burnt out and stuff, so I may hold off on doing anything like that. But just so that everyone knows, anybody that comes back to watch the replay, you all know and stuff, and I will I'll try to keep in the show everyone posted about what's up and what's going on and all of this. So anyways, I think tonight, I know last night that I said that by 12, if I didn't have anybody, I would close it out. But I think tonight, if I don't have anybody by 11:30, I am going to close for the night. It's just not worth it for me to continue to stay on here and wait. So I know what I'm going to do. I do. So I'm going to do a for those of you all that have watched several of my shows, like from the way beginning, like 2 months ago or whatever, this is what I call an ice reading. So this is a reading that is, I'm not reading anyone, I'm reading the I'm reading the cards, but I am reading the cards in a way to like learn the spread, to learn the cards, which I mean I'm already like there, but this is more or less to learn the spread and then see how the cards interact with each other within the spread. That's what this is. So let's do that. I want to do one of those tonight, and so just kind of an instructional video on how to do an ice reading. So it's kind of like a practice reading. So what I've done is I from my Celtic tarot, I have my what's it called now? Oh, what are they called? My court cards. Okay. And I'm just going to give these a quick shuffle. Just a quick shuffle. Just, something like that. And straighten them up. And then I'm going to cut them and just draw the top card. Okay. So the card that I drew for this is the Page of Shields. So what significance does this card have to this as a practice reading? That card tells me the individual. Okay, that card tells me, who this individual is. So as an individual, this is a younger lady. In this deck, the Page of Shields is depicted as a lady, as a girl. So we're going to say a lady, a young lady, a young girl. May not be a child, given that it's going to be, a reading, but that's about all that we take from that, other than the Page of Shields. So what we do here is the shields, we take the 4 suits, the wands, the swords, the cups, and the shields, and we break those down. Okay, so shields is going to be something like a career reading. Okay, cups is going to be a relationship reading. Wands is kind of a general. Well, wands is a financial reading. No, excuse me. Shields is a financial reading, and wands is a career reading. Then the swords is spiritual. Okay. Which would fall under general reading. Okay. And so we're going to pull, that's what we're going to pull this. This is a young lady that is asking about her financial, her finances, asking about, what do I need to know about my finances? And so that's what we're going to ask, is what does the Page of Shields need to know about her finances? So we're going to give the cards the actual deck that we're going to use to do the reading. We're going to give those cards a nice shuffle here. There we go. And I'm going to give them a shuffle this way. I think just one time will do it. We'll be fine. Yeah. And I think I have every other card in here backwards, which is going to be just great, isn't it? Oh, well, okay. Never mind. Maybe not. And then cut the deck. And then in an ice reading like this, in the show, I would ask them, okay, give me 5 numbers between 1 and 78. But we're not going to do that. Not for our practice sake. For our practice sake, we're just going to draw off the top. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. I am so sorry. 4, 5. Okay. So, and then this is where you all get to see some of my own, I guess if you want to call it magic, how I come up with doing this, how I practice, I guess you could say. So just to be in practice with it, I'm going to write the date down. So that's 5/14/2020. And if I'm learning a new spread like this and I'm doing it on an individual, I will write their name down up here. In this case, I am writing down P of shields, PFS. So not piece of beep, but P of S, page of shields. Okay, and then we're going to, as a note to ourselves, this is not, that's, is that the right direction? Is this the right direction? It is the right direction. Okay, elements. Okay, so I write down the name of the spread there. Okay, as well. So the date, the name of the person, and the name of the spread. And then from here, all I'm going to do is just write a 1 for the first position, and then we're going to interpret the 1. So this is, the first card is in the spirit position. So I'm going to, for purposes of trying to learn this, I'm going to write this down. So the purpose of spirit in this reading is it represents the spiritual health of the individual's life. Okay, so in this position is the 7 of Swords. So let's pull that up for you. The 7 of Swords. This is in the first position. The 7 of Swords. No, excuse me. The Queen of Swords. Excuse me. Where did I see 7? I must have saw it on a chariot or something. Queen, 4, major, death, page, cups, page, swords, queen. So, she's asking about a financial question here. Okay, so you can interpret financial questions a couple of different ways. They can either be business or general, or it's a combination of the two. So I'm going to, for the sake of feeling this out a little bit more, I'm going to look at both the general and the business career part of this. And so under general, for the Queen of Swords, it indicates a person of powerful intellect, logic, and reason. Powerful intellect, logic, and reason are their allies. They have a quick mind. They apply their brain to solve problems. It suggesting to release themselves from the past, cutting off the cords, and using their mind as an ally. Organization and logical planning is suggested. Under business career, it also talks about a powerful mind, them having a powerful mind. They use intellect for good. They use their intellect for good. They are intelligent, organized, able to assess situations quickly, favors planning over risk-taking, can use the intellect as a weapon, but they lack spontaneity. Okay. As a trait, they use their mind to become more focused and organized, plan, and cut off the fears of their mind and the past. Okay, so again, this is under the spirit. What does the spirit element have to do with their finances? Okay, so I am really looking at this powerful intellect. Spiritually, they are spiritually smart. Okay, they can really think through situations, and that's helped them involved in their spiritual aspect. Okay. And then so we'll go to the next card. The next card is for it represents the air or the east, and that is the mental part of one's life. So if we were going to talk about this in the sense of the cards, this would be the swords, but the card isn't going to come up as a sword all the time. Okay. So the card that we have for this is the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is like the Ace of Cups is generally like a newing of like relationships and so on like that. I'm not even going to turn to it because that's where I'm at with it. So mentally, they got this aspect of new relationships that kind of help them and drive them in their finances. You know, I have got to do this because I want to keep this together. I want to keep things going the way that they go. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on that. Then the next card 3, and I'm sorry that I don't have this memorized. See, this is why you practice, right? Because practice gets you to where you can just get right into this. So card 3 is this one here. Even though it's up here, it's the south. It's represented by fire. It's one's energy or movement of events. So this is represented by 19, the sun. So 19, the sun, says a lot of light and joy headed one's way. This is a time to be feeling creative. This is one's time to shine. If the individual's having questions, then there is a solid, this card is a solid yes. The dark times are over. Okay, so as fire, as energy, or movement, it's a joyous occasion. Your the joy about it all is what's driving you, is what's driving you to be able to continue in your passion. Okay, so so that kind of goes back to this, is the Ace of Cups being a beginning of relationships and stuff. And this is, it's a joyous time. It's the driving force of what's helping in the financial situation, help driving it to be a better situation, not only for you but everyone everyone else that's involved. Okay, so let's move on to card 4. Card 4 is the Chariot. Card 4 is the element of water, from the West. This has to do with one's mental state. Okay, so mental, which emotional. Excuse me. I knew that didn't sound right. Okay, so the fourth card in the reading is 7, the Chariot. So this is interesting because the Chariot. Well, let me just read that. So it says that there is opportunity to move forward and claim victory only if one overcomes one's emotions and internal conflicts. Focus, discipline, planning, and courage to be triumphant. Remember to ignore other people's drama while on the journey. Okay, so the emotional side of that. Ooh, there we go. We're going to get into that just a little bit, aren't we? Drama. Oh, and everybody has it. Okay, right. Everybody has the drama. Oh my gosh. Baby mama drama all the time, right? No. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to do that. No, really. Okay, so the emotional side of this situation is that it's okay. So a classic thing with the Chariot, my mind goes back to the classic Rider-Waite card. Okay, you got the two horses. You got the white horse and the black horse, and they are pulling, but it's meant to be seen as one horse is trying to go this way and the other horse is trying to go that way, and you as the driver, you have got to keep them in line, and you have to drive your own destiny, right? But at the same time, destiny is kind of placed for us. So even though it's a both, either or both thing, right? But you have to be able to have control of your own situations and not let the situation control you. And so that's in this emotional thing, emotionally, that is a driver here. Hey, Nikki. I am doing well. How are you? So, the last card in this reading is, and bear with me, is the north. And even though it's down here, it's the north. And this represents the earth. So this represents the physical part of, the influence. So we got this young lady over here. She's worried about her finances, kind of wondering, what that's going to end up like. So let's give her some peace of mind in the physical aspect. So the physical aspect of this brings up the Nine of Cups. Okay, the Nine of Cups. So let's fly over there real quick, and then we'll end this, and we'll see about getting some readings in. Okay, so the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups says this is a card of good fortune and fulfillment of your dreams and wishes. You will get what you want, your fondest dreams. Keep the faith and release the past. Okay? So, in all aspect of things physical for this individual, is that things are the way that they should be, and things are going the way that they should be, and there should be no fear. Things are on the track, and it's going to work out. So that would be the influence of the elements reading for somebody in a financial situation that's anyways, yeah. And a little glimpse into how to do a practice reading, or how I do a practice reading, so that you can, learn different layouts and so on. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for joining us. Okay. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to stop that. Okay. Oh, wow, that took a little bit longer than what I thought. Well, it is 5 cards. Okay, I guess that makes sense, huh? And I was explaining a little bit more. Yeah, oh well. Hello, those of you that have just stepped in here, and welcome. Thank you for coming in, and it is a pleasure having you here this evening. If you have not done it yet, please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be more than greatly appreciated. Really trying to get the numbers to where I can get to use Super Chat so that, payments and stuff are easier and so on. But anyways, if there is anybody that is watching right now, would like to have a reading, just let me know, and be more than happy to do a reading for you tonight. Again, my rule goes tonight, just as it does on any other night, is if I don't have anybody by midnight, I'm going to shut the stream down. It's not anything against anybody else, but it's just that I can't sit here all night, guys. So Nikki Sanchez says that she would like to have a general reading. Okay. Amanda. So Nikki Sanchez, absolutely. And Nikki, did you have a particular question in mind? Did you have a particular question in mind, Nikki? Or just a general reading? Okay. Is this like pertaining to relationship, or is this pertaining to like career? Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to ask Spirit what Miss Nikki needs to know about her relationship right now. Nikki, I need 3 numbers. The first one I need between 1 and 16. The second number I need between 1 and 22. And the third number I need between 1 and 40. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Three, four, five, six, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whoa. Okay. So the card that comes up in the court cards is the Page of Wands. Knight, Page. So the Page of Wands really kind of more represents, instead of a person, represents kind of a situation. And it talks about entering something new or a new stage in the relationship. Also indicates that there could be a challenge, but it's there is some positive indications which could broaden the individual's perspective. Okay, so that in this particular instance is the Page of Wands. Hello, Brianna. The next card is 9 from the Major Arcana 9. The Merlin in this deck, also known as the Hermit, indicates one could be feeling alone and unsupported in the relationship. Okay, so I don't know how true that rings with you, but I feel like that just really hit home. Like hearing that, I feel like that it was like, yes. So like I said, I don't know how close that is, but I feel like it was really close to home for you. So then the card from the lower 40 is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands in a love relationship. Okay, Nikki. Yeah. Like I said, I just, whenever that came up, I'm like, man. That really, like, the sinking feeling. I feel like I just kind of really just took a yes. So the card from the lower 40 is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands in a love relationship reading suggests says that one should follow their intuition, making their decision for their highest good. Okay, so what does all of this mean? Good question. Okay, Nikki. So, this Page of Wands, talking about entering something new or a new stage in the relationship. That resonates with me for your reading more than anything. More than anything else, as far as the description for this card goes. The rest of the card says that there could be a challenge, but it's a positive thing which will broaden one's perspective. So that could be that could be kind of what's going on too, but I don't feel, I feel the challenge part, but I don't feel confident with the positivity aspect of the card. It's really kind of a I do get this broadening perspective aspect, that maybe, things weren't quite the way that we thought that they were, and so there's this, been married 15 years and split now. We live in different towns, not sure we're going to work it out. Right, okay. I see. Yeah, I mean, I really feel that. So that would be this this different perspective on it. Going back to the Merlin, I mean, that was just a confirmation card for you. That was just a confirmation card for Spirit to say, I got you. He's got you. He's listening to me. So listen to him. Okay. So I always like it whenever Spirit does that, because it makes it a lot easier for us to communicate Spirit ourselves, and kind of understand what's going on here. So I think the biggest tell of this reading is this card right here, the Two of Wands. And that's talking about following your intuition, making your decision for your highest good. Okay? So, listen. He don't call for days and weeks. Yeah, so you got to do what's best for you, honey. I'm sorry. You all are still married. Why? Because here's the thing. You all are living in separate houses. You all have been separated. How long have you been separated? A year. Honey, you really need to listen to this Two of Wands. I have a feeling that you've been feeling this, that you need to just go ahead and be done with it anyways, and you've been holding back, hoping for something that you know's not gonna happen. You've been separated for a year. You're living in two. Well, then that, honey, that's no way to live. That's no way to live. The thing is, this is not bettering your highest good. Okay, you need a relationship that is going to give you take you out of this position of the Merlin of not feeling supported and not feeling loved, and take you out of that and bring you into a place of comfort, support, and peace. Bring you into a place that is like the 10 of cups. Your intuition's telling you that it's over, but because he comes running back, I know I'm being very forward and I know I'm being very frank, but is it that you love him or that you love the idea of him? You really need to think about that, honey. You really need to think about that. And I mean, I'm not going to tell you that you need to leave, but by all means, you really need to think about it. And more than just like, okay, I thought about it. Like, really do some soul searching about it. I would continue and not question. I would not question myself if I'm doing the right thing or not. I would not question myself on it at all. Sometimes whenever we love something, we got to let it go. Let it go. Okay? And then who knows, down the road, that little birdie might come flying back. That little birdie might say, hey, I am so sorry. I didn't give you the love and respect that you needed and deserved. Will you forgive me? And if that happens, we'll be your own judge. Okay? But this is not for you. This is not working for you. You've been separated for a year. You've been living in 2 different houses in 2 different cities for a year. And he'll come running back to you whenever he wants something or needs something, just to keep you on the hook just enough. And that's not how relationships are supposed to work. You know this. You know this. I know you know this. So I'm not going to sit here and just like preach at you about it all the time, because that's not how this works. So take that, run with it, follow your intuition, and make your decision for your highest good. That's what I can tell you. Okay? Okay, so if you have just popped in, I do ask you to please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Even if you're on Facebook, hop over to YouTube. It would help me out greatly. And if you're on YouTube, you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Guide of the Light. You don't have to go and do that right now if you don't want to. Also, you can also find me on Twitter. Twitter handle is at Guide of the LIGH 1. The number 1. Yes, that's right. The number 1. The actual number, not ONE, like the number. Don't ask me. It was a Twitter thing, and that's just how it happened. You are very welcome, Nikki. I do wish the best for you, and I hope that everything works out in your favor for your highest good. Amanda, were you wanting a reading, honey? Tay Valentine, hello. Absolutely. What's your reading? What do you want to ask about? What are we doing? Okay. Just with my spread. Okay. So, Amanda. Oh, wait. Here we go. Start. There we go. Amanda asked for a reading. So, we're going to ask what she needs to know about the relationship right now. Amanda, I need 3 numbers, one between 1 and 16, the second between 1 and 22, the third between 1 and 40. You can get those to me as quick as possible. Now listen. So this spread that I'm doing here, this is one that I came up with myself. Just kidding. 2 will be fine. What? What do you mean? Oh, it's not complicated. I promise. This spread is nothing. I was just getting ready to say this spread really kind of makes good short readings. So the card from the court cards is it's fine. The card from the court cards is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords in a relationship reading talks about an individual that needs intellectual match. They offer sound advice and can be rational, focused, and disciplined in work projects. They won't rush into love either. As a trait, this suggests that the individual may need to exercise caution entering into relationships. Also suggests that they may need to listen to partners more and need to let go of the past. Also, they're kind of in their thoughts a little bit, so they need to tame the mind. That really kind of jumps out at me, actually. The card from the Major Arcana is 17, the Star. 17, the Star in a relationship reading talks about that this is a new there is not new. I'm going to have to learn to reread and rewrite and everything. There is now freedom, joy, love, and hope in the relationship. 2 people who are together for the right reasons. For singles, this indicates with faith, love could seem to be on the way. Okay, so hold the thought. I'm not done. Promise. We're going to get there. The 6 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords in a love relationship reading suggests that there is more peace in your relationships. You're moving away from dark times into a calmer feeling of safety and security. Can suggest moving on from a current situation that is no longer serving you and your highest good. For singles, it indicates that their love life will seem less chaotic. Don't bring and suggest not to bring the past with you. So let's pump the brakes and go back to the Queen of Swords. So honestly, the Queen of Swords, I don't really see this as you. And that's not a like negative thing. I just don't feel like this is you. This is like somebody else that is in that you are in connection with. Maybe actually kind of like a maternal figure in your life that may be this position. There again, it says needs an intellectual match. So they're very like smart intellectual person. They are a type of person that offers sound advice and can be rational, focused, and disciplined in work projects. So I'm not saying that you're not these things, but I'm not feeling like I don't feel comfortable saying that this is you. I feel like that there's somebody around you that this reminds you of more, and I don't know. I get this sense of a motherly type person, but that's just that's just what I'm feeling. So, is there something going on with maybe your mom or his mom in accordance to the relationship? So okay. Let me go to the star real quick here. New freedom, joy, love. Has there been a like recent feeling of acceptance? Okay. Well, I get this feeling of like whenever things started out, uh, there was uh, a bit of like rocking the boat kind of stuff going on. Um, like people didn't quite expect this from from either one of you or both of you. Um, and his ex-wife. Do you know what her sign is? Has she uh so did she like go from not accepting December 7th? Okay, so that's before the date. Is it Scorpio? No. I don't know. I have this. I just get this feeling of not really wanting to accept you all being together, but then like really recently, like deciding to let that feeling go, and then and just being okay with it. That could be somebody that's on the outside, that's even like, it could be the ex, that's possible. I don't know that she falls into this Queen of Swords category, though. Do they have kids together? She just remarried last April. Okay. Okay, so I think that's what I'm picking up. I think I'm picking her up. And so I what I think that there's going to be that things are going to be fine as far as that goes. This card, the Six of Swords, suggesting to not bring the past with you. That's kind of a significant player. So just remember to kind of stay out of that. Oh, well, I took your man thing. Not saying that you do that, but, you know, the card's telling you, reminding you to not do that. So I got to remind you to not do that. And I think that things will be fine. I don't think that this is going to be anything that really hinders anything between you and him. I'm not seeing anything that's an indicator for your all's relationship in this reading particularly. But I know that you and I have talked about doing a private reading, and I will be more than happy to get that scheduled with you. I won't be taking any readings over the next 5 days, but just so you know. But stay, just remember what's going to be best for your highest self. I mean, I can't express that enough. I can't express that enough. So, that's what I have for you today, Amanda. Man, I wish this mouse would go over to my other computer. Okay, Brianna. Were you wanting a reading, dear? Let's see. Nikki. Hello. Okay. If you're Brianna, if you're still on and you want a reading, let me know. Then let's see who was after that. You're welcome, Amanda. Was there anybody? Oh, and Tay Valentine, if you were wanting a reading, let me know as well. So I'm gonna wait just a couple of minutes here I really don't feel like it. Um, to be honest, uh, don't get in your own head about it. Um, that's one thing that I would give you advice on that. Don't get in your own head about it, because uh, we get into that point, and sometimes we can create our own fears, and then those fears become reality, and we don't. You really don't want that. You don't want fears to become reality whenever really the fear wouldn't have been legit in the first place. Um, I'm not saying to not do it, but I I don't know. I just don't feel like that. Um, there's anything there to really like be too concerned about. Okay, so what am I going to do? I am going to move into final thoughts. Final thoughts. Here's my final thoughts. I'm going to go off of what I just told Amanda for my final thoughts. Don't get in your own head about situations that are going on around you. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And sometimes that's what can defeat us the most. And in a world where that's the last thing that we need is to be defeated and knocked down, we definitely don't need to be doing it to ourselves. So, what do we do? Well, I think that whole thought and aspect of going back to doing what's best for our higher self is key. And things that come with that is grounding ourselves, grounding our surroundings. You know, a good smudging. And what's smudging? Smudging is a practice that dispels the negative energy and kind of resets the balance. So a good smudging of your house, or if you own your own business, of your workspace, you can do it in another business as well. It's just like burning sage is not recommended. But you can burn sage in your own house, right? Okay. Burning sage and going through and just putting out positive energy and intending the home to be an inviting and welcoming place. Okay. So open yourself up for that. Okay. I love each and every one of you that's out there, and I really do hope and pray that everyone has the best of intentions for themselves and for others. But go out there and live your life in a way that is going to better humanity. So, in light and love, I am Stíofán Séamus, and you've been watching Guide of the Light live. Thank you, and good night. You can catch me on YouTube, Guide of the Light, and also on Facebook, facebook.com/Guide of the Light. You can also find me on Twitter. My handle is at Guide of the LIGH, the number 1, like the number 1, not ONE. Okay, I don't know, don't ask me, it was a Twitter thing. I do thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for the next live show. If you would like to help make the viewing and reading experience more enjoyable, you can support me by sending donations to paypal.me/Guide of the Light. Every dollar that I receive will be spent in making the show better, so every dollar counts. I thank you and send light and love your way. The cards used in the show today is the Celtic Tarot by Christopher Hughes and the Celtic Dragon Tarot by DJ Conway. The intuitive reader, your intuitive reader, is Stíofán Séamus. The producer is Stephen James. Thanks to the ones that have given, are going to give, and have nothing to give other than a review and a share. My heart and light goes out to each and every one of you. May the divine bless you all. In light and love, Stíofán Séamus, Guide of the Light.